What's going on, guys? I'm Dylan Tesch. This is my first episode of my sports podcast. Um, what I'm going to call it right now is just called the Tesch Talk. I'm open for suggestions on any name change. Just leave that in the comments after you're done watching the video. Don't really matter to me. I'm going to start off by just explaining kind of what I want to be talking about and all that stuff, and just how this is really going to work in general. Mostly, of course, like I said, sports podcast at the beginning. I'm gonna mainly focus on just basketball, football, mainly professional, NBA, NFL, with maybe a little thrown in college. What I'm gonna try to do is maybe put up a video every week to maybe every other week, depending on how things go, depending on how much views this stuff gets. But anyway, so also I'm gonna try to bring in a guest each time, whether that be a guest on the football side or the basketball side. Just all going to depend on who wants to and who maybe I would like to have in. Again, it's going to be majority of the time close friends of mine, if not all the time, unless I get a guest that's just really eager to get on and has a lot of fun stuff to talk about. But anyway, this first episode is I'm going to bring on one of my good buddies, family friend at that. My guy, his name's Thomas Edwards. We're going to be discussing the NBA playoff picture and our predictions, and at the end get a clear view of who we have for our finals and who thinks going to win the championship for the NBA playoffs. And then what I'm going to do afterwards is I'm going to do a little ranking system of who. It'll be a way too early, obviously, because I mean we haven't seen a whole lot of football yet, especially NFL. So I'm going to do a rankings of my of all 32 who I believe will be the starting quarterbacks, and rank them 1 through 32 for the upcoming 2020 season, and that'll be that. So next, I'm gonna bring on my buddy Thomas Edwards, and we're gonna get to this thing. What's going on, my guy? All right, man.
Ready for this?
Hell yeah, I'm ready. Let's get it. Anyway, you want to start with the West or the East, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. Just hit me up with a matchup. We'll go from there.
Let's start with the West. So first off, I'm gonna go. Let's do the 1 and 8 seed. So Lakers versus the Trailblazers. I'm gonna be honest. I'm choosing the Lakers in 5. I mean, I love Damian Lillard. I love what the hell he's doing right now. But I mean, it's
Tough to go against the Lake Show.
LeBron, and do they have the answer for AD? Dude. You know what I'm excited about that area though is LeBron and Melo matchup finally. We haven't seen Melo in the playoffs in a minute.
Right.
I'm excited for that.
So,
who you got?
Jack Holland's starting to power forward, but 7 minutes a game, so they move Melo to that four spot, and if he has to guard AD at that 4 spot, I think AD's going to eat him up.
Yeah,
that's going to be a tough defensive matchup, regardless of who Melo guards between AD or LeBron. Like, it's not going to end well for him.
Exactly.
No.
Lillard's going to probably have 30 to 50 every game, but he's going to have to.
Oh, for sure.
Always.
Yeah, he's going to go off.
He can do it, but again, you know how playoff LeBron is.
So, playoff LeBron, you're not stopping him. Right. So that's why I have them in 7 games in this matchup. But first round, with the way the boys have been playing and Lillard just carrying them, I think they got the momentum to do it. At least take them to 7, 6 or 7, but I'm going 7.
Okay, so you got the
Gary Trent stepping up. They got the players for it. So
yes, sir. So
Lakers in 7.
All right, let's move on down that ladder. Complete that. Let's go the 4 and 5 seed. So you got Rockets versus Thunder. I'm gonna be honest with you. Russ being out, that's gonna be tough. Couple games.
That is tough.
Hopefully he comes back strong. But at the end of the day, James Harden he can do his thing. That dude's ridiculous when it comes to scoring. Great scorer. One thing I'm worried about with that matchup, who y'all putting on Steven Adams? I mean, you're going to have to get him in foul trouble, really, because that's out-rebounding the Rockets' small ball game any day. So, at the end of the day, I got the Rockets in 6 on that, because I feel like once they get Westbrook back, they'll be able to maintain it. But right now with Harden only, and then, EG's back. Eric Gordon's going to be a huge contribution to y'all in the Rockets. But at the end of the day, small ball, I think it can get it past it. But at the end of the day, you could see Steven Adams taking over on the rebounding court, and Russ not being there for a couple games, CP and Shai could start going off.
Right. So for this one, I got to go with my H-Town boys, of course. A little subjective, of course, but I got them in 6 as well. I think just the small ball in the end will prevail, I think, of course, the Adams and Gallinari, really. I mean, he's a good rebounder, so I think both of them will pose as threats for the rebounding game. But as long as we can keep the ball moving and just keep going quick, I think we'll be good.
Yeah.
Which will be tough without Russ, but like you said, once he comes back after those first, however many games he misses, I think we'll just run the show after that. That's why I have us in 6.
Yeah, agreed, definitely. All right, let's move down this list. So we got the 3 and the 6 seed, Nuggets and Jazz.
One of the most boring freaking matchups of the damn playoffs.
I mean, I could agree in a way, but I don't mind watching the Nuggets. The Jazz, yes.
It's playoff ball, so I'll be watching it.
Oh, exactly.
That's all I need.
Exactly. Anyway, my matchup right here, clear. I want to see this Jokic and a Gobert matchup. I think this will be exciting to watch. Again, Gobert's not the greatest on the offensive side, but defense he is. Jokic, complete opposite. Jamal Murray finally back. Hopefully he gets running things in his groove. And hell, the way Michael Porter Jr. played in the bubble, if he continues that, it's going to be competitive, but the Nuggets could run away with this. I have the Nuggets in 6 to be safe at this point, but I could see if things go out of hand, and at the same time, Michael Conley just left the bubble to go be with his wife for the birthday. So is he going to be allowed back in that quick or not? I don't know how that process works, so that could hurt them with Conley being gone. Mitchell in that aspect, but at the end of the day,
getting
this in my
got to get Denver the nod here, and that's what I have. That's why I picked them. I got them in 5 actually.
Yep.
I think just with the Jazz, they haven't looked the best. I mean, they've gotten some wins in the bubble, but especially losing Bogdanovic, who was averaging 20 points a game, their second highest leading scorer. Obviously that's going to hurt.
Exactly.
And then, of course, with Denver, you got the big 3. Maybe not the big 3 yet, but, for the future, that's a big 3 in Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, and Jokic. That's a scary big 3.
Exactly. They could have Draper on the 2 guard, and it might be over.
Yeah. And so they might be getting Gary Harris and Barton healthy, and, with the full team there, that's why I have them in 5. That's scary. Michael Porter Jr. playing amazing. Come on.
Yeah, I chose 6 to be safe, but I could see it. I could see
it.
Yeah. So let's move down to this 2 and 7 matchup. You got the Clippers and the Mavericks.
Okay, that's gonna be a good one too. I'm excited about this.
The Luka Doncic playoff era. Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna be honest. I have the Clippers in 6 to be safe. I feel like the Clippers could get it in 5, but at the end of the day, what the Mavericks have shown is they're gonna score. So, and the Clippers were kind of struggling. I don't know if it was more on load management side or them just knowing they had the slot they had already in the bubble. So they were kind of struggling in that. But true. At the end of the day, Luka's going to score. Porzingis is going to score. It's just, you can tell right there. Heck, y'all played them. Y'all in the I didn't see any defense in that game. 150.
Hell no.
155. Y'all were both in the 150s. That game was ridiculous.
They were just mowing down threes left and right.
The Mavs are going to score, but the Clippers have the star power and they have the depth on the bench to be able to clear this. I got them in 6, like I said, to be safe, but it wouldn't surprise me if this went 5.
Right. So I actually went Clippers as well in 6 too. And a lot of people are just 2 versus 7 matchup, 2 should easily win. But the Mavs are one of the best 7 seeds I've seen in quite some time.
Exactly.
I know, they're young. You got Luka and Porzingis in their inaugural playoff year. But, just the way they've been playing and the way they can score, like you mentioned, is just incredible. Yes. They got Trey Burke, a good bench player, who went off on the Rockets. Still a little salty about that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Y'all had everybody going off on y'all. That was random.
I mean, they scored 150 exactly. Who wasn't going off on us? But they look good. So I think they can win 2 for sure. But being young, they're they're not going to get over that hump against a staffed Clippers team with Kawhi and Paul George.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, aren't doing load management anymore, so they're going to be good to go, ready to go, and they're going to run the show.
You got Pat Bev, Lou Will. You got Shamit. Montrez is back. So
it is okay, I was going to ask if Montrez is back.
I looked it up before we got on here. Like Montrez
okay, that changes things for sure.
Changes a lot man. On that end.
They might run the show.
No, exactly my point. I like that. All right, we're going to flip over on the east side real quick. East side. Anyway. All right. Bucks and Magic. I don't even want to talk about this, but we will.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have to.
Oh, man. Yep, exactly. I'm just going to say it. Bucks in 4.
Yeah.
I like Aaron Gordon. I like a few people on the Magic. It is what it is. Vucevic. It's hard to stop, to be honest. I saw that first and forehand. With me being a Heat fan, we were up by 20 almost that whole game, between 15-20, and Giannis just started going off in the fourth. Like, we had no answer. So I don't see the Magic having an answer for Giannis. If Chris Middleton's hitting 2, he's a sniper. That's easy. Like,
we've got a healthy Bledsoe. Like, that's tough. Yeah, the Magic. I also have the Bucks 1-4. And I'm sure a lot of people do.
Yeah,
the Magic they lost Jonathan Isaac too. So I was saying, like, maybe if they had him, they might be able to win one. Yep. He's lengthy, good defender, can score. But no, I mean, regardless of who they have, I think Giannis and the Bucks are 1-4. So
I got you.
My prediction.
Man, that Jonathan Isaac thing's tough too, man.
That is tough. That is very, very tough. You hate to see it, especially how young he is, But no, he'll bounce back. And
landing. It was just a landing injury, man. I hate seeing that.
Right, dude. Right.
All right. On to the next. All right, here we go. We got 4 and 5 seed Pacers in the Heat. Let's go. Anticipated the whole time. I did just read.
I'm so excited this matchup happens.
Did you see I just read something today. Jimmy said he wants to put that. He said the TJ Warren things in the past with him being the beef since they won the last game. And I mean, honestly, the Heat sat 5 of their best players in this last game of the bubble.
For the second time they played in the bubble.
So
okay, I got you.
They sat Jimmy, Bam, Jay, Andre Iguodala. Dragic was out. So anyway. But again, I'm anticipating for this. You have Jimmy Butler, straight dog. TJ Warren was balling out in the bubble. He's made all bubble teams. So at the end of the day, I could see this going either which way, depending on who wants to come out on top. But I don't want to say bias, but you can kind of say it is. I have the Heat in 6.
That's fair.
I feel like at the end of the day, Jimmy's going to lock down whoever he's guarding, whether it's Warren, Brogdon. Heck, I don't.
Oladipo, yeah, he's gonna do his thing.
And then Bam, most improved player, finalist right now. He's playing lights out. If Dragic can do what he did in the bubble, we'll be fine. He's got to stay healthy though. That's one of my concerns with him.
Right.
Young core with Dunn and Hero. I mean, if Hero gets hot, it's over. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
If Hero gets hot.
And Duncan, for that matter, too. Both of them are just lights-out snipers. So you got to put a hand up on them, or they're gonna make you pay.
So. Exactly.
So, I don't know. I don't think anybody's gonna be stopping Jimmy Butler. He's just the dog mentality, like you mentioned. Bam being on that list of most improved player and an all-star too.
Exactly.
So no, they look good. And Sabonis too for the Pacers being out. Their all-star power forward.
I thought he was
averaging I don't know how much his averages were, but I know it was obviously good if he made the all-stars.
Anything and me be wrong, so I had a feeling.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think the Pacers will struggle a little bit without him.
Right.
But they'll win a couple. Heat in 6 altogether.
I like that. Good deal. All right, we're gonna move on down to the 3 and 6 game. We got on the east side. We got Celtics and the Sixers. To be safe, I'll pick Celtics in 6. I could see Celtics getting this in 5, I love their star power and Jason
Yeah.
Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Also, just their Kimball Walker, the way he's been playing this season's ridiculous too. He's just underrated in my opinion. The dude needs to have more respect, just like Damian Lillard. I don't know how you don't respect Damian Lillard, but anyway, back to Celtics and all that. Man. And also, I mean, losing Ben Simmons pretty much for the playoffs
Yeah.
is going to be tough for the Sixers. I don't know if Embiid's going to be able to come back in this series or not. Maybe again.
So yeah.
Josh
So
Richardson.
what's his injury status right now?
Honestly, dude, I really don't know. I
Okay.
know he stayed in the bubble. I think Ben did too, but you just knew that Ben was hurt.
Yeah.
So,
I got you.
Joel has more of a chance of playing, obviously, than Ben, but at the end of the day,
he goes through his injuries as well, So hopefully he can stay healthy.
Yeah, we
But
need a lot from Josh Richardson and Shake Milton.
yeah,
They just need Tobias to step up really if they're going to have a chance at winning this series, in my opinion.
I got you. Yeah. So I picked the Celtics since I think if they had Ben Simmons, this is going to 7.
Oh,
but and then yeah, maybe the 76ers actually winning. I don't know who I'd actually pick if they had a healthy Ben Simmons, because that's probably one of the toughest matchups for me to pick. If he's healthy, but they don't, and for that reason, Celtics in 6.
All right. All right. So now we got the 2 and 7 matchups. The Raptors and Nets. I'm gonna go safe here, even though I feel like the Raptors should get it in 5, but I'm gonna say Raptors in 6. Net star power, Kyrie not playing obviously, and then we haven't had KD all year, but LeVert has slowly started to step up when in the bubble. Obviously, I mean they don't have a whole lot of star power compared to what the Raptors have with Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam stepping up. Like I don't even know how to pronounce that dude's name, but the Bierscher or whatever his name is, you know what I'm talking about? Get off the bench that started balling these last few games. I don't even know his name. But and then
honestly, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
That is going to be Fred VanVleet, really. I think because I mean, if he gets going, he's their third star power.
Yeah, maybe he's had a couple 30-point games. You've seen him score, and he's capable of it. And if he gets hot, then that team's pretty tough to stop.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I picked the Raptors in 4 actually for this one. The reason being for that is, people on the net sitting. Kyrie, Durant, Dinwiddie didn't come to, and DeAndre Jordan as well. So there's 4 probably not 4 of their best, including Jordan in that. Right. But 4 of the top, they're up there. Right. But yeah, they don't have their players that they need to win the series. So and the Raptors, they've been looking freaking amazing in the bubble. Like, absolutely went off. VanVleet, Lowry, and Siakam giving them great production. OG Anunoby at the small forward looking good on defense. Like, Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka, depth at, power forward center positions. I think they have a really balanced team, and I just think they're going to hand them the L here in this one. I got them with the sweep.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if they did sweep them. Like I said, the Nets were playing hard in the bubble, so if that continues to roll over.
True. And they competed with the Blazers in that last game, and how hard the Blazers are playing, to get into that, to solidify that playing game for the playoffs, and the fact that the Nets actually competed with them until the end, that says a lot about them. So, I wouldn't be surprised maybe 5 or 6 if it did happen. But no, I think, the Raptors for me.
Like I said, 6 was me just being safe. I feel like
I got you.
Number 2, but again, nothing would surprise me in this matchup. It is what it is right now. All right, so
absolutely.
Let's name to the first round for us. I'm gonna flip over to the west side again. Go to the second round.
Yes, sir.
So second round with I got the 1 and 4 matchup with the Lakers and Rockets. I believe that's who you got too, but this was tough for me. I'm gonna be honest. This was tough. I've seen what the Rockets can do when they're fully healthy. I've seen what they've done in past when they get to this spot. And again, they're going to compete. James Harden, again, another scoring title for him. This dude lights out on offense, and his defense has really improved, and he started stepping up as a defender for that team, which they needed him to. And that's what I like to see, really, him wanting to play offense. Hopefully they have Russ back for this series, full health on that end. I'm going to take Lakers in 6 just because that star power is going to be nuts. And again, who are the Rockets going to put on Anthony Davis? That's going to be key right there. And
That's
then
a concern.
you have
That
JaVale
concerns me.
McGee and Dwight Howard at the center position, just straight rebounders.
Right.
And that's going to be tough. Again, Covington, he's a tough dude. He's a dog. He can get it done if he really wants to. But at the end of the day, that height's going to be tough to overcome between Howard and me.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough. Hell, Kuzma even.
No, so for this one, I picked the Lakers in 7.
Okay.
And, I just think playoff LeBron in Game 7 he's not going to allow anything to get past him in the second round, especially. He's going to be pissed if he loses in the second round.
Exactly.
But, no, yeah, with Westbrook coming back for the Rockets, I think they're going to pose a problem for the Lakers for sure. The main thing for the Lakers are just going to tear apart Caruso and who's the shooting guard, Danny Green. I think that's going to be an issue for them to try to defend them. And, like you said, the Anthony Davis problem is going to be horrible.
Right.
I don't know what's going to happen. Like throwing Covington and 6'6" PJ Tucker on him, that's not going to work.
No.
But the thing with the Rockets is if they can just keep the ball moving and really expose their guard, that's how they're doing. But in the end, Lakers in 7 for me, unfortunately.
No. I feel you on that. I could definitely see it going 7, especially if Harden starts taking over. And again, you said they don't have a lot of answers for Russ either, with that area being said in Caruso and Danny Green. Hell,
I hate to bag on Caruso too because he's that A&M boy, but Harden's he's gonna give him the work.
Then is Rondo healthy? Is he playing?
Westbrook.
Is Rondo?
Rondo's not healthy. No.
Okay, well then that kind of hurts them on that end on the defensive end.
Yeah, no Rondo, no Avery Bradley, so that's tough losses for them.
That is definitely tough losses.
You got Deion Waiters and J.R. Smith for guards off the bench. So good scores, but that won't get it done defensively.
Exactly. But again, all right. Let's move on to this other matchup. Okay, I got the 3 and the 2. We got Nuggets and Clippers. If Clippers want to show out here, I feel like the Clips could really get this done in 5 if they wanted to. But I have them in 6. Again, their consistency in the bubble was not there. I hope it pushes through. I hope Kawhi steps up. I hope PG steps up. I hope the return of Harrell, it will be huge for them. So we'll see. Hell, Zubac was able to play pretty good in the bubble. I'm not going to lie. I liked his rebounding and his defense. He was playing tough, which they're going to need that from him. But again, at the end of the day, I think exactly. So yeah, going back to that honestly, it's going to matter on the Beverly Murray matchup, which I think Beverly can guard him. But again, Murray gets going.
You said can or can't?
Can. I think he can. But like I said, if Murray gets going, it's going to be tough because he can score, he can shoot.
Just an absolute sniper.
Exactly. I don't know Paul George or Kawhi, either one of them, or both of them can guard Michael Porter Jr., but again, you think Zubac or Harrell will be able to maintain the load on Jokic? That's one of the main things right there that I'm kind of concerned in that group. That's why I went 6, because I believe they can get it done, even though the Clippers do have the depth with, again, like I said, Lou Will coming off the bench, Landry Shamet, Harrell back, all that.
Yeah.
No one knows how to play playoff basketball, so that'll definitely help.
Right. Okay. I like that. No, I agree. I think the Clippers in 6, but I think they could make light work of it and wrap it up in 5 potentially.
I'm not surprised.
Playoff Kawhi, a problem, as we saw last year. My God. So
I was expecting that.
Right.
Hell, if it wasn't for his load management, I chose him at preseason MVP, and I'm sure nobody would have.
Very well could have too. Absolutely.
It's not.
I got Clippers at 6. Harrell coming back, I think, is going to be huge just for the energy with the team. And it just adds more depth all along. They can bring him off the bench in that second unit with Lou Will, which is, honestly, in my opinion, the best bench lineup in the NBA right now.
I completely agree.
Like, yeah, and Shamit, like you said, like that's scary.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think the Nuggets are good. They're going to be good in the future, but I still think youth's going to catch up to them. Just not having that playoff experience. I know they were in it last year, but just with having a guard, either Paul George or Kawhi at that small forward, power forward position,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're potentially going to expose him a little bit and kind of show the Rook what's up.
Right.
So I think Kawhi and Paul George take over and they can get it done in 6.
I like that. I like that. All right. All right. All right. Flipping over to the East. The 1 versus 5 seed. I think that's what you had too, but Bucks and Heat. This one again, tough for me. Tough for me.
Yeah.
I throw this. Just due to the fact is I saw what the Bucks did to the Heat in the bubble, but I also saw how the Heat played the first 3 quarters. You see them playing that way, they're going to
Right.
be able to get games on the Bucks. I don't see this being a sweep in either way.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy, I know Jimmy's ready to win a title. I know he has that dog in him. He's ready to go. He is ready to go. But like I saw in the bubble, the Heat don't have a consistent answer for Giannis, as I don't think a lot of teams do. But Bam was getting beat off that little just drive and spin move Giannis has
Yeah.
in that fourth quarter when they played in the bubble, and it just that it just showed me how good Giannis
Tough guard.
is. I mean, I've never said Giannis was bad in my life, but that just kind of solidified his greatness in this league for me, really.
Right.
So I'm gonna be honest, I have the Bucks in 6. I think that he
Okay.
can get 2 games done if they're shooting well. And again, the way I've been watching them and been able to see them play, they've kind of taken over that mentality that the Spurs kind of had. They love ball movement right now. Coach Spo is letting them shoot threes often, so if they are hitting and being able to be consistent from 3-point line, it's going to be tough. But
Mm-hmm.
he might be able to pull this off. The only way I see it is if it's in 7. But again, I have the Bucks in 6 just because, I mean, I really don't think we have an answer for Giannis.
Right. Yeah. For 5. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I just think the Bucks they're just too good. They pose too much threats. I think the Heat can escape with 1 game out of this, and maybe 2. Honestly, I'm starting to kind of go back and forth between 5 or 6. This matchup was a little tough to pick.
Right.
Just because Jimmy's got that dog mentality,
Yep.
really, really locks in and just hates to lose. Really,
Exactly.
the team chemistry on the Heat, like they don't have the stars. Like when you look at the roster, really, Bam and Jimmy. Outside of that, just role players, but they move the ball like so well, and they get like the best shots, and a lot of that is testament to Spoelstra being such a good coach.
Exactly.
But they have the leaders on that team, starting with Jimmy. So I think, I mean, they can find a way maybe to get 6
Right.
of this, but win the series. You said Giannis is too much of an issue.
Exactly.
You said they saw no answer for Giannis on the spin down low against Bam. So I think Giannis and the Bucks in 6.
I honestly think at the end of that day, we might have had Crowder guarding him. I'm just
Jesus.
What are we doing? I mean, I had no disrespect.
Crowder's not going to do anything about that.
Defense, but Giannis is that's tough.
There's no like you can't game plan for Giannis. Like he's just a 7-foot like freak of nature. Like you can do your best to game plan, but in the end, he's gonna get his buckets. So
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, moving on down. I got I believe you have the same thing, the 3-2 matchup with the Celtics and Raptors.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna just come out and say it. I got Celtics in 6.
Okay.
Raptors were playing good. But again, Lowry's going to have to step up this game if it happens. And, I mean, Siakam, again, he's probably their star power right now. If OG plays how he's been playing in the bubble, they'll be all right. But, again, key factor, can Fred VanVleet be able to shoot on this? Kimba and Kyle Lowry matchup is going to be key. That's going to be nuts right there. Who can get the edge on that matchup? I believe it'll probably be Jaylen Brown and Fred VanVleet. So Jaylen Brown's a hell of a defender. Van VanVleet's the sniper. Jaylen Brown can shoot at the same time.
It's going to be a good matchup.
You got Marcus Smart coming off the bench to take over VanVleet's spot. And then again, Jason Tatum is just, I mean, he's definitely got star power in him. If that dude can take it up a notch and get some true dog in him, like a Jimmy type dog, we could see him do a lot of things in this series, if not.
Yeah.
For the future, he looks bright. That matchup, though, I mean, you said Mark at the center position, Serge. I'm not a huge believer in Daniel Theis getting that done with them by any means. I mean, I'm not trying to be a hater or nothing, but you're in the league, respect.
No, yeah, absolutely not for me as well. No way. I got you.
Yeah.
For this one was tough.
Yeah.
Like, I thought about it. I ended up going Raptors in 7, though. I just think they've been playing so well. Like, they're so molded right now. Like, they've got all the players that they need to take them down.
Right.
You know, starting with Lowry, VanVleet, Anunoby, Ibaka,
right.
Gasol, Siakam, of course. Like, I think they have the depth to do it.
Exactly.
And I think they have the playoff experience from last year. You know, obviously Kawhi in the end is the MVP of that team and brought them there and won it. But VanVleet, I think in the Golden State Warriors series, that's when the finals rather, that's when he really caught my eye. I think he had a couple of 30-point games. Yeah. So, you know, he's shown that he can prove that he can play in the playoffs and can keep his cool. And, you know, I think he's there and they're just they're playoff ready, and I think they'll get it done in 7. So
I got you. I mean, again, that wouldn't surprise me, but I really
it's gonna be. I don't know, man. Robert Williams for the Celtics will probably carry him though. You know, the A&M grad. You know.
Yeah. Man, A&M bias. I gotta get that out of you, bro. I gotta get that out of you.
They'll probably see like 10 minutes all series.
You don't see me saying the Knicks are making the finals next season because of Damian Dotson. Come on, dude.
Right. I'm playing. Robert Williams will be on the bench for sure. As much as I love him.
I feel you. Let's now we're gonna just go to the Eastern and Western Conference semifinals and then finals, and then we'll pretty much be done with this segment.
Okay.
Let's start with the Western Conference Finals. Again, I got the 1 and 2 matchup with the Lakers and the Clippers. I have the Clippers in 7. I just think this is going to be the game of the playoffs. This will be the series of the playoffs.
That's what everybody's been waiting for.
Exactly. I know we saw it game 1 of the bubble, but again, that was a heck of a game. And this is a 7-game series. So I really think the Clippers can maintain it. Again, you got the Kawhi versus LeBron star power. We're going to love to see that. Paul George, Anthony Davis. I know they probably won't be matching up against each other, but again, star power right there, which is what you're going to love to see in these playoffs, especially in the series. I have the Clippers due to the fact I think their bench has more depth. When you have Trez, Lou, Shamet, depending on who they go with at center, either Jakeem or Zubac will be coming off the bench. That Zubac's been playing great so far in the bubble, like we mentioned earlier, and Noah has playoff experience. So I really think they can pull something out here over the Lakers. Granted, LeBron could go off. You never know with that, but
playoff LeBron, you never know.
Kawhi last season be able to take a Raptors team to the finals and actually win it. So that was nuts. No one even thought that was going to happen at all last season.
Mm-hmm. It's wild.
Exactly.
Yeah. For this one, I second that. I'm going Clippers in 7. And I think another focal point of mine I was going to make was the depth. I think this deep into the playoffs, people are going to be worn out. You know, I think they're on an every other day schedule for the games. So they're going to need to rest people up as much as they can and really just be healthy. So I think depth definitely plays an effect into it.
Yeah.
And, you know, the fact that they have Kawhi, who made that run with Toronto last year. He's playoff Kawhi. Is playoff Kawhi better than playoff LeBron now? You know, I don't know. Like, shit, that's – the Lakers they have about 3 guys I think that can get the job done. And outside of that, I don't think they have the guys that can just do it in playoffs, frankly. It's just Kuzma, AD, and LeBron for me. And outside of that, I think they're not going to be able to handle the Clippers and they're about to bring.
Agreed. All right, now let's go over the Eastern Conference Finals. This is where we finally kind of had a little difference here between me and you. I have the 1 seed versus 3 seed with the Bucks and Celtics. Again, I have Bucks and 6. Granted, I like the star power of the Celtics, but again, I don't think the Celtics have an answer for Giannis. They might be able to, but at the end of the day, Bucks, I mean, they're playing great too. And at the end of the day, like I keep saying, Chris Middleton, you said a healthy Eric Bledsoe, you got, and then Brooke Lopez at the end of the day too.
Brooke Lopez looks good.
DiVincenzo off the bench, like
George Hill leading the NBA in 3-point percentage. That's scary.
Exactly. So, he definitely has experience with playoffs, being with the Spurs all those years, and he's bounced around team to team. So, with that being said, again, I have the Bucks and 6 as a Giannis, but I would love to see the Celtics take this game. If you want my honest opinion, I would love to see Celtics take the series. I love a Clippers-Celtics matchup. I love Brad Stevens as a coach. I love what he does with the Celtics, and again, I love their young core right now. They're really, the sky is the limit for them if they get going and really make sure like they know how to and finally get true playoff experience. I know they had it last year, but again, this just adds to that resume for them. So
yeah, absolutely.
Bucks and 6, but personally, I would love to see the Celtics take this.
Yeah. So yeah, for my matchup, this was the one matchup I think we had different thus far. Bucks versus Raptors, and I have the Bucks in 6. I was going back and forth between 6 and 7, but finally went to 6. I think the Raptors can pull out a couple games early, but I think without Kawhi there anymore, like there's nobody to guard Giannis. I mean, Siakam's pretty good. He's going to do his best, but he's no Kawhi on defense.
Right.
So, yeah, I think Giannis yet again is just going to have – I think if the Raptors had Kawhi, they'd be able to stop him. Maybe not stop him, but, like, at least contain him.
Yeah.
But they don't. So I'm saying Siakam's the next best thing. And I was saying he wasn't a bad player, but I don't think he's the guy to be able to stop Giannis.
No.
And I still think Giannis is just going to have his way. Yep. Potential back-to-back MVP. The team's got the team's going to be there to help him out with the shooters and George Hill, Chris Middleton, DiVincenzo's a good scorer. Yep. So yeah, they have a good team chemistry, and their coach Mike Budenholzer's a great coach. Yep. Up for Coach of the Year award again. So I think their team just being the 1 seed, having that dominating regular season, just what we saw from them this year, I think they'll be able to pull it out and head to their first finals. So Bucks and 6.
Yep. All right, here we go then. We got the finals, my man. Let's get it. We both look like we got the Clippers and the Bucks.
Yes, sir.
The funny thing is, that's who I had in preseason too. So I had to stay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like I said, personal opinion, I'd love this to be the Clippers and the Celtics, but and you had Raptors over Celtics anyway, so I'm sure
be choosing for us. But that can't happen.
What's up?
Well, I said personal opinion, Rockets heat for us,
Oh, facts. I feel you. But, yeah. Miami and 4 in all of them, but you know that ain't happening.
Yeah.
You know that ain't happening either. But anyway, so yep, Clippers and Bucks again. I have Clippers in 6. I think this is finally the matchup where they can contain Giannis. You're not going to stop him. The dude's too overpowered. You are not going to stop him. But if you can find a way to contain him, and then your other teammates be able to kind of get hands in the faces of his shooters with, like you said, George Hill, Chris Middleton, Dante DiVincenzo. Hell, Brooke Lopez can even shoot threes for sometimes.
He's got a sniper. Yep. That's for sure.
Yep. If Zubac can get out there, the team, I mean, that'll be tough. But again, if they put Harrell on him, Harrell's going to be able to move. Lou Will can play some defense. And then again, Pat Bev should be able So I hope lockdown E-Bled, but again, E-Bled's still good dude. No hate on you, E-Bled. Anyway, so yeah, I just think this is where you contain Giannis, and that star power with Kawhi and PG is just going to be too hard to overcome. And if you get those quick buckets from Lou off the back, Landry Shamet off the back, hell, if Pat Bev starts scoring how he can sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
go with this team. But again, Clippers in 6.
Clippers in 6. All right. For me, I had the Bucks in 7. I think this series is just going to be neck and neck.
I like it.
It's tough to hype one team up and not the other. I mean, I could go on for days about both teams.
Exactly.
And why it's going to go to 7. I mean, both teams are just so competitive. They both have the depth. They have the star power there, defense, the coaching, just all facets are covered.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great series. I literally cannot wait. The point I brought up earlier with the Raptors was maybe if they had Kawhi, they'd be able to get past the Bucks again, just like last year.
Right.
But they don't. The Clippers have him. Now they're in the championship. I think they'll be able to stop him, but like you said, they'll be able to at least contain him and pull off the victories. And the thing is, I think when Kawhi goes to the bench and they keep Paul George in, Paul George is a great defender. They can put him on Giannis too and at least contain him. So they have those options.
Yep, exactly. At the same time, Montrez ain't scared either.
Montrez is a dog. Dog. I think they could get into Giannis's head if Giannis isn't careful. So.
Exactly.
No, gonna be a good series. Bucks in 7. I'm sorry, Clippers in 7.
Oh, okay. You said Bucks at the beginning too, so
I did say Bucks at the beginning. Son of a.
Now you straight.
I meant Clippers because I hyped the Clippers up more during that description. I meant the Clippers.
No. All right. That's why you heard me say, "Oh shit" at the end there.
Yeah, you were just like, oh.
No, yeah, my bad.
No, yeah. Clippers in 7, everybody.
All right, correction here. He's got Clippers in 7. I got Clippers in 6. Gosh, I can't wait. This is going to be exciting. I think it's going to make it even better that there's no home court advantage. Everybody's dog in, dog out.
Yeah, and a lot of those players feeds off the home court, LeBron especially, players like that, they don't have that anymore. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's literally just somebody I heard some on Instagram where somebody said this is literally just pickup games, which obviously to an extent because there's more on the line here, but just as far as the atmosphere goes, no empty gym, you're just running fives with the guys,
exactly.
And you're going for a ring, so a little bit more on the line, but
that random ass announcer every time again announcing who's scoring and playing background music, trying to think something's gonna happen.
Right, trying to hype up the electronic crowd, Kevin Harlan just screaming at him. That's not gonna work.
Exactly.
It's gonna be fun to watch, man. It's gonna be interesting for sure. Clippers.
Yep. I mean,
hopefully the Rockets are Heat, but
Dude, that would be a heck of a matchup in the finals. We have Rockets versus Miami, man.
Butler versus Harden. That'd be crazy, dude.
That'd be nuts.
My God. I just wish we could go to those games.
Oh, facts, dude. Oh, if it was Rockets in Miami,
I'd be at 2 or 3 of those. I'd drop the money.
I'd stay probably the whole week, if not 2 weeks they were playing.
Oh yeah.
I'd drive down to Houston and stay with y'all. Hey, sorry, Brenna. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, I'm moved in. Sorry. Bye.
Thanks. Hey. All right, brother. I appreciate you doing this.
Yeah.
This was fun. I'll see you on COD probably in a bit, hopefully, if you're up there. If not,
bro. Sounds good. Appreciate you for having me.
Yes, sir. I'll catch you.
Yes, sir. Later.
As y'all saw, Thomas and I both picked the Clippers to win the finals. I said in 6, he said in 7, and we both seem to have the same finals format. But anyway, I want to move on and get to my way too early NFL 2020 season quarterback rankings. I'm going to be ranking each quarterback and tell you who I think is going to win with quarterback matchups as well with the teams. I ranked them 1 through 32, and I'm going to start with 32 and go up to number 1. So let's get this thing started. So with number 32, I'm gonna choose Tua Tagovailoa to win that quarterback position over Ryan Fitzpatrick with the Dolphins. The only reason I have him at 32 right now is because, granted, he is a rookie, and we haven't really seen him play in the NFL yet. So I don't want to get ahead of myself just yet. That's why it is also a way too early rankings. So I'm gonna leave him at 32 until we see some more out of him. I could see him. I'm not huge on him right now, but I could see him maybe moving up into the 20 range in there. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. I'm 31. I have obviously number one pick Joe Burrow. Again, I think he'll be higher once the season gets going. But again, we haven't seen him play yet. We haven't seen him play an NFL down just quite yet. But I was sold on him. He just won off a national championship with LSU. He's ready to go. I think he can throw. I think he's ready to play in this league. And I mean, at the end of the day, his receivers really got to stay healthy. The Bengals O-line is gonna have to hold up, and the defense gonna have to do something. I'm excited to see what he can do, even though he is, of course, I mean, he was the number one pick because the Bengals had the worst record last season. So we'll see what happens with that. At number 30, I have Gardner Minshew with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, he did show sparks last season of being able to play, but in my honest opinion, I think they moved on from Nick Foles too early. I don't know if this is them just saying, hey, we're going to go into the season, see what happens, put Minshew in there, see if we can get some more so-called Minshew mania out of him. But at the end of the day, I feel like at the end of the season, they'll be looking to draft a quarterback in the 2021 NFL draft. At 29, I have Dwayne Haskins with the now Washington football team. He didn't have a great season last year, to be honest. He did lose his coach there towards the middle of the season, and that kind of hurts a player. They were in and out with quarterback changes. I do have Dwayne winning this. Alex Smith is officially healthy now, but at the end of the day, they did draft Dwayne Haskins in the first round, so he's definitely going to get a shot, and I think he'll stay there for this. 28, I have Daniel Jones. I'm not quite sold on him just yet. So, anyway, he has shown promise. Yes, he has, but he's going to have to show that he can win some more games for me to put him higher. He doesn't have quite the great receiving weapons that I'd like to see a team have with a quarterback like that, but maybe Saquon will carry the load, who knows, and they have a new head coach. So, really, we don't know what to expect at this point with the New York Giants. At 27, this is the LA Chargers quarterback battle. Yes, they did draft Justin Herbert in the first round, but me personally, I'm still going to choose Tyrod Taylor to win that battle, so he's at 28. And their head coach, Anthony Lynn, has also stated that Tyrod's in the lead to win this right now, and it's his job to lose. So Tyrod has shown promise in the past. I know he did make the playoffs with the Bills, and the Browns stint wasn't as long as, honestly, I would hope for. I'm sure everyone else did, whoever was on the Baker Mayfield bandwagon. But we'll see what happens with Tyrod. I think he's right where he's at. He might be able to move up a little bit on these rankings when season hits, but I see him staying kind of in this mid to late 20s range. At 26, I have Drew Lock. I feel like most people might feel this is either just right, maybe a little too low for him. Right now, I have to say Drew Lock there just because we've only seen one season of him. So, yes, he did show promise again, but he didn't start till late because he was coming off injury at the start of the season. So, I see promise in this young man. Jerry Jeudy was definitely a great pickup for them. Cortland Sutton showing promise. Them getting Melvin Gordon out of free agency was huge too for his battle. And then they still have Peyton Lindsey, so that'll definitely help him. He has weapons. So if the Broncos can get stuff done, then I'll see him move up this list. At 25, this is the Chicago Bears quarterback battle between Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky. I'm giving the edge to Nick Foles. I've seen what he can do. Mitch has shown that he's kind of regressed a little bit. And, of course, in my opinion, there's no hate involved in any of this. This is all personal opinion. Granted, they're in the league. I'm not, so this is no hate to anybody that may think Mitch is going to win this battle. I just truly think Nick Foles is going to win it. So I'm going to put him at the 26th spot on this list. I think he might be able to get Chicago Bears that over the hump. Again, they were expected to do more this past season, and they missed the playoffs. So hopefully Nick Foles get it done. We could see him either way. I can see him moving up in the top 20 of this list to maybe even dropping, depending on injury with him. And we've seen what happened when he wasn't playing for Philly the previous years back with the Chiefs and the Rams. So at 24, I have Baker Mayfield with the Cleveland Browns. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are gonna not like this pick on me, or should I say by me, straight because I guess they just really do enjoy Baker Mayfield and his hype. But since the beginning, I was never sold on his hype. And this past season definitely showed that he has all the talent around him. He has all the talent in the world to be successful. But this will be his third head coach already. So that's kind of tough. But what I did like from Baker Mayfield this past season is he kind of limited the distractions on him. I didn't see his face all over ads and commercials this year, and him trying to raise his name brand. He sat there, looked like he was ready to go, and stuck to just working hard and staying humble, which is what I want to see at him. I think he stays in this early 20s range, but he could move up if he is able to utilize his talent and get stuff done around him and be able, honestly, the Browns needs to lead the Browns to the playoffs for me to really believe in him again to get this done. If not, I could see the Browns with this year, if not the following year, looking for another QB. At 23, I have Sam Darnold with the New York Jets. Yes, this is low just because he has been injured. We haven't seen him do everything that he was kind of hyped up to do at this moment, but that could be part of the team around him. But I feel the Jets did a great job this offseason with free agency and the draft. They really bulked up their line, which they really needed to do to protect Sam Darnold. And I like that they drafted a speedy and lengthy receiver, Denzel Mims, out of Baylor. That should definitely help him out, and hopefully Le'Veon Bell can get going too, and that'll take some stress off of him. But I definitely see Sam Darnold moving up on this way too early rankings once the season starts and mid-season, depending on how many rankings I feel like doing, honestly. But he could definitely move up on this list, in my opinion. All right, this next one, I feel 22 and 23 could be semi-swapped back and forth, but 22 I have Josh Allen with the Buffalo Bills, and the only reason I have Josh Allen over Sam Darnold right now is because he's made it to the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills defense is ridiculous, and that can be a point of why y'all are saying they made the playoffs last year. But Josh Allen does have a rocket arm, and he can really get some stuff done going on the football field, but he has shown to be a little inconsistent. If he can get that consistency up, the sky's the limit for him, really. But I'm going to leave him at 22 right now, and we'll see what happens. At 21, I'm going to get some skepticism on this, but I have Ryan Tannehill with the Tennessee Titans. In my full-fledged opinion, I think this is going to be another reboot of what happened when he was with the Miami Dolphins. He got them to the playoffs. Well, he got to the playoffs as their quarterback. He got paid a great contract, a lot of money, and the following years he didn't do anything. He saw a fall off. Granted, the Tennessee Titans were able to sign Derrick Henry back, which that definitely looks promising, and he's definitely top 5 back in this league. But a running back can only do so much, and at the end of the day, that can be easy to game plan for if you know he's getting the ball 40 times. At the end of the day, you just got to wear him out. And the Titans' defense is good, and I feel like they really helped them get to the playoffs last year and beat the Ravens. And but I don't see Tannehill being the one. So I know I'm gonna get skepticism on this, but it is what it is. At 20, here we go. I'm not yet sold on this guy. I know a lot of people have him higher, and like I said, this is a way too early. I could see him. He could definitely prove me wrong. I hope he does. Jimmy Garoppolo with the San Francisco 49ers. Again, I think his contract was way too much for him. I think Kyle Shanahan and the defense and then their run game was mainly the reason they made the Super Bowl. I don't want to take that away from him. He did lead them to a Super Bowl. He was their quarterback, and the quarterback's always considered the leader. But I am just not yet sold on him being a star quarterback in this league just yet. At 19, this was where it's. I got this is the Las Vegas Raiders quarterback battle between Mariota and Derek Carr. I have Derek Carr winning this and placing him at 19. Derek Carr has showed consistency. I like his drive. He has also showed to be a leader. So I know Coach Gruden loves to play around with quarterbacks, loves trying to find the best quarterback he can because he's a quarterback guru. But at the end of the day, I feel like Derek Carr takes this quarterback battle. And yes, I know I'm going to get hate for placing him over Jimmy and maybe even Ryan Tannehill. But again, I think he has better leadership than they do. And he's shown that he can compete when it comes down to it. He's consistent. He is consistent. That's what I like about him. All right. At 18, I have Matt Ryan. Yes, I know a lot of y'all are going to think this is too low. He might be able to move up the rankings. I honestly think he'll move down. The Falcons haven't made the playoffs since they had their Super Bowl run. And again, I give a lot of that credit personally to Kyle Shanahan for getting that offense going on that. He does have the weapons around him to be successful. With Julio, Calvin Ridley, they just got Todd Gurley in their backfield, so that could definitely help him. But again, I'm just not sold. I could see the Falcons looking to get a new quarterback here in the next year or two. At 17, I have Kirk Cousins. This might be low on some people's. I could see him. He chooses destiny on this. He can move up or down my rankings. This is a way too early. Minnesota to the playoffs, and that should really say a lot about him. But he did just lose Stephon Diggs. He was getting criticism from his receivers, but he did step up in the time after the criticism. So we can tell he likes to take criticism and he runs with it. That fuels him, which I like to see. They're picking Justin Jefferson. That does help them a lot. Their defense looks to be secured. I like the Gladney pick, the corner out of TCU. If he develops how I think he can, he'll be a hitter. So that's just going to increase their defense. So that defense is still going to carry that team. So that's why I don't have him that high on this list just yet. But I really think he can move up depending on how his season goes as well. At 16, I have Jared Goff with the Los Angeles Rams. I know y'all are going to be saying, how can you have Goff over Matt Ryan, over Kirk Cousins, over Jimmy Garoppolo? But at the end of the day, he is younger than them, and he has definitely shown promise. Again, Sean McVay, he is a product of him, and he is a great young coach, and he's already gotten the Super Bowl. But again, I got to give Jared Goff credit. I like his arm. And hopefully the talent around him can prevail. And he seems to be a leader. He seems to be his teammates follow him and respect him enough where I think he can get the job done and be a better quarterback this season than those ones I previously mentioned that y'all might have concerns of why I put him over them. At 15, yes, surprise, surprise. I know everyone had him way lower than this because they haven't seen a whole lot of him. But I have Teddy Bridgewater with the Carolina Panthers. I was very big on him when he was with the Minnesota Vikings. He could straight play. I know his throwing might not be that consistent, but it's looking like it's getting better. He just was with Sean Payton. He is in a tough division in the NFL right now. And so that could be some concern right there. But if he gets back to playing how we've seen him play with Minnesota and what he did while Drew Brees was down this past season with the Saints, I don't see why he can't be in the top 15 of the 2020 quarterbacks. I don't see why not. At 14, I'm going with Phillip Rivers with the Indianapolis Colts. They have great talent around them and great O-line. I like their coach a lot, Frank Wright, and their defense is just growing as well. And with the Texans losing DeAndre Hopkins, I feel like the Colts could be in the lead to potentially take over that division and win it. But that will be a competitive division. So we'll see what happens with that. At 13, I have Cam Newton with the New England Patriots. If Cam comes back to play how we know he can and what his star power is, and he can stay off injuries, I really see him flourishing with the New England Patriots and Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick. This obviously it's as long as he can stay in good character and not get out of hand, which he has shown he can do sometimes. But again, that just shows how passionate he is about this game and ready to play. But I feel he'll definitely flourish with the New England Patriots and get back to his old self. At 12, all right, I'm just going to start off right now. The disrespect I saw in a bunch of quarterback rankings with this guy being a lot lower than this. I have him 12. It's Kyler Murray with the Arizona Cardinals. He just came off the Rookie of the Year. His team, granted, he didn't have a whole lot of weapons. Yes, he has Larry Fitzgerald, one of the most consistent receivers in probably all throughout football history. But again, they didn't have him last season. So I don't know how y'all can hate that much on him right now. He deserves to be higher on a lot of rankings. But right now I see him at 12. And again, the sky is the limit for him, especially with the receiving core he has around him right now. It could definitely take him step up to a whole nother level. They did help in free agency in the draft with getting O-lineman. Shout out my boy Josh Jones, U of H. But anyway, yep, I definitely see him being 12, if maybe just raising up this bar, raising up these rankings. At 11, yes, I know he was hurt all last season, but I have Matthew Stafford. When he is playing his best, he's a true quarterback. This dude can throw the ball. He makes great decisions. And granted, he is with the Detroit Lions, whose head coach is predominantly a defensive guy. But he's shown he can get the job done. They are, again, in the tough division. You have the Packers. You have the Vikings. Both made playoffs last season. The Bears, probably a quarterback away from getting back to where they were 2 seasons ago. But anyway, it's going to be tough. I know a lot of people probably have him lower, but I just really think Matthew Stafford can be the guy again, and as long as he stays. Number 10, again, coming off an injury. I have Ben Roethlisberger. If this guy stays healthy, again, like I was mentioning with Matthew Stafford, same with Ben. Sky's the limit for him. They drafted Chase Claypool out of Notre Dame, which will be a great custom alongside Juju Smith-Schuster. So if they get that going, and then John Connor can stay healthy, and the O-line can protect Ben, really, again, the sky's the limit for the Steelers. If you had the new playoff system that they're implementing in 2020, the Steelers would have made the playoffs with their third-string quarterback going in. So you add Ben back to that, the Steelers are going to be close to the top of their division. So we'll see what happens. Granted, they have to go through the Ravens. The Browns have all the talent in the world, and we'll see what happens with the Bengals. But you never know with this, especially with Big Ben being healthy. All right, so cracking into the top 10. Number 9 right now, I have Dak Prescott with the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, he didn't get a long-term deal, but he did get paid a lot of money with his franchise tag. The addition of CeeDee Lamb, that's just going to improve that offense for him. Mike McCarthy, offensive guy, so we'll see what happens with that. I feel like Dak controls his destiny on this. He can either move up these rankings or move down once the season starts. And number 8, I do believe 8 and 9 can be switched between Dak and at 8 I have Carson Wentz with the Philadelphia Eagles. The only reason I have Carson Wentz above Dak right now is because Carson Wentz was able to get the Eagles to the playoffs this past season with a mediocre, if not below mediocre, receiving core. Granted, I love Greg Ward. Shout out Greg Ward, but he's definitely not a number 1 or even a number 2 at that. But he can definitely make plays when you need him to. But hopefully, with what the Eagles did in the draft, hopefully these young receivers will step up. And if Alshon Jeffrey can get healthy and Deshaun Jackson can stay healthy, it's nothing but speed. And pretty much they're trying to implement what the Chiefs do with their receiving core, just get speed and throw the ball downfield. I would like to see Carson Wentz not have as many overthrown passes as he did last season. That kind of bummed me out. But it is what it is. Hopefully he'll step up and prove me wrong. At 7, oh, we have the GOAT, Tom Brady. Yes, I know I said GOAT and he's not in my top 5. That's just because of this season. I really think he can take the Bucs as far as they want to go. They've done a lot with packing them around weapons, bringing back Gronk. Granted, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, great package right there. At receiver, they still have Ronald Jones. I think they drafted Zach the Vaughn running back out of Vandy, which that's a powerhouse running back right there. So that'll help. They brought in LaShawn McCoy, which if he can stay healthy and they don't need him to be an every down back, that's another weapon for them. So really, sky's the limit for Tom Brady. I have him at 7 right now just because there really is a lot of quarterbacks that just I think will have a better season than him, even though, I mean, if he does his typical hit singles and makes a right throw and gets them 5 to 10 yards dinkers, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are going to make plays. I have Aaron Rodgers with the Green Bay Packers. Yes, I know he didn't crack the top 5 like a lot of people would probably want me to put him in, but he's got to prove to me that he can step up with not having as much help. I know that the Packers didn't really give him a lot of help in receivers. I do like Devontae Adams for him. That'll still help him out, and I really like Aaron Jones as a running back. So really, Aaron Rodgers, again, he controls his destiny. But with this management picking Jordan Love, could that potentially be a distraction for him? I doubt it will be, but we have seen it in the past. I see them making the playoffs still, but these top 5 quarterbacks, I think they're going to have a better season overall and statistical than Aaron Rodgers will in 2020. Okay, now my top 5. Coming in at number 5, I have Deshaun Watson with the Houston Texans. Yes, I know he lost DeAndre Hopkins, but if he continues to do what he did last season, this season, with less weapons, then that's just going to prove that he's definitely a top 5 quarterback in this league. I could see people wanting to switch him and Aaron Rodgers at 5 and 6, but right now I'm gonna stick with Deshaun Watson. At number 4, I have the reigning MVP, Lamar Jackson. Yes, I'm sure a lot of y'all want to see him in the top 3. I love Lamar. This is no disrespect on Lamar, but as an overall quarterback, again, he always shows that he works on his throwing, which has been a concern in the past. And if he continues to do that, sky's the limit again. And we could definitely see him in the Super Bowl one day, and maybe even Super Bowl MVP, in my opinion. But them adding J.K. Dobbins was huge. I believe they added Colin Johnson out of Texas, which is a big receiver for them, alongside Hollywood Brown, too. So that's just – they really added on to their talent around him. So he's going to be the quarterback he was, if not better. But he's got even better weapons around him. You have J.K. Dobbins with Mark Ingram. That 1-2 punch is scary, in my opinion. So, again, sky is the limit, but right now I have him at 4. Number 3, Drew Brees with the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees is shown to be very consistent in my book. No matter how many people say he's getting older, how many people say he might not be able to do it this season just because of age. He maybe even height, I don't know. He's already proven that wrong, though. He has continued to show them wrong. This man has done everything in his power. Mike Thomas, coming off the best season of his career, breaking the reception record in NFL history. But anyway, and then they added Emmanuel Sanders. That's another slot guy for Drew Brees to throw to. And then again, Alvin Kamara. That's huge. He has weapons around him, and with what he's shown with less weapons, and now even, I mean, this dude's got weapons at the wazoo. So I feel like he's definitely a top 3 quarterback coming up in this season, and I feel that he'll stay in this slot. Number 2, I have Russell Wilson with the Seattle Seahawks, shown to get the job done with a mediocre to below average O-line. DK Metcalf can step up for them, hopefully, and help that team out. But he gets the job done. He just really does. He gets the job done. No matter what the hate is, no matter what the obstacle is in front of him, he gets the job done. It's just tired of hearing the hate and the disrespect over Russ. I know it's not a lot, but I do hear some, and he needs to be considered as a top 3 quarterback in this league. And at number 1, as I'm sure all of y'all assumed, and pretty much everybody who's doing a quarterback list has, at number 1 is Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs. Coming off a Super Bowl victory, a Super Bowl MVP, what can't this man do? Rocket arm. He's mobile, dual threat. He literally can do anything. Again, sky is the limit for him. I do want to see what's going to happen with Damian Williams choosing to opt out of the season, but again, they drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire out of LSU for a reason, and maybe they believe he can step up. So we'll see what happens with that. But I do believe Pat Mahomes will stay at number 1 for time being, especially with this new contract that just secured him, and I think he's just ready to go. So I have it. There's my 2020 way too early NFL quarterback rankings. Again, I will probably do more of these if hopefully these videos get going, and who knows, I'm not going to get ahead of myself right now, but there's my rankings, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. I do want to leave y'all off with this, though, as viewers. How I would like this to go is, if y'all have any questions, whether that's just maybe something y'all disagreed with on, but basketball, and that's why we have debates, and that's why there's so many people out here that love talking about it. So, but what I would like to do is maybe start off each of my episodes with a Q&A, maybe even at the end, I don't know, but I'll look at some questions that y'all may have that y'all leave in the comments, hopefully, and I'll get to them in my next episode at the end, or like I said, maybe the beginning, who knows. I'm still trying to figure it out, but yeah, I just love to do that, and just keep y'all involved, keep my viewers involved more, and hopefully y'all enjoyed this, and we'll look forward to more in the near future. So thank you for joining, and deuces.